Welcome to Dangerous Goods Handling Awareness. Please make sure you're in a comfortable environment, have a pen and paper beside you, and a copy of the segregation chart. At the end of this course, a 30-minute test will be applied. The pass mark is 80%. Proceed when ready. The aim of the program is to familiarize you with details required for safe handling of dangerous goods. This will include general philosophy, limitations, labeling and marking, undeclared dangerous goods, storage and loading, provisions for passengers and crew, and emergency procedures. At the end of the program, you will be able to identify and apply appropriate legislation related to transporting dangerous goods and hazardous materials, separate dangerous goods and hazardous materials, and deal with incidents involving dangerous goods. General philosophy. Some substances that appear commonly are considered dangerous goods. For example, lithium batteries, paint and fertilizer. These are considered dangerous because they can react with changes in temperature or pressure. They are allowed to be loaded on aircraft under specific conditions because they are used in many ways to benefit us, including in medicine and manufacturing. Regulatory bodies. ICAO stands for the International Civil Aviation Organization, while IATA is the International Air Transport Association. What is the basis of these regulations? ICAO uses recommendations from the UN Subcommittee of Experts on Transport of Dangerous Goods to give procedures for the transportation of all types of dangerous goods, except radioactive materials. They compile the ICAO technical instructions for the safe transport of dangerous goods by air. It is a purple book displayed. IATA then updates the dangerous goods regulations for our day-to-day use. Definition. Dangerous goods are articles or substances capable of posing a significant risk to health, safety, property or the environment. By following the dangerous goods regulations, these goods may be transported safely by air. The reason why these goods are termed dangerous is because they react, but all goods don't react in the same manner just like humans. Thus, they are classified into 9 classes. The 9 classes are: Class 1, explosives; Class 2, gases; Class 3, flammable liquid; Class 4, flammable solids; Class 5, oxidizing substances and organic peroxides; Class 6, toxic and infectious substances; Class 7, radioactive materials; Class 8, corrosive substances; Class 9, miscellaneous dangerous goods. Right. Now let us discuss the topic on limitations. Some dangerous goods are too dangerous to be carried by aircraft. Others may be carried on cargo aircraft only. And some are acceptable on both cargo and passenger aircraft. What are dangerous goods forbidden in aircraft, under any circumstances? These are articles or substances which react dangerously, produce a flame or dangerous evolution of heat, or dangerous emission of toxic, corrosive or flammable gases, or vapors under normal transport conditions, and must not be carried on aircraft, under any circumstance. A good example is wet charcoal. Another set of limitations is for dangerous goods that are forbidden, unless exempted, or approved. These are dangerous goods that are exempted or approved for carriage by a state or national authorities, usually in instances of extreme emergency or when full compliance is contrary to public interest. Safety remains paramount, and the carriers have discretion for carriage. Hidden dangerous goods. Cargo declared under a general description may contain hazardous articles that are not apparent. Such articles may also be found in personal effects. With the aim of preventing undeclared dangerous goods from being loaded on an aircraft, acceptance staff should seek confirmation from shippers about the contents of any item of cargo, where there are suspicions that it may contain dangerous goods. Some of the common examples include diving and camping equipment, paint and related articles. Dangerous goods carried by passengers and crew. This is not allowed except if airline approves such carriage. Approvals are documented in procedures that identify the approval process and any company's specific requirements. For example, dry ice, perfume, lithium batteries, thermometer, motorized wheelchairs and non-spillable batteries. Let us recap. What are the main topics we have covered in limitations? 1. Dangerous goods forbidden in aircraft under any circumstances. 2. Dangerous goods forbidden unless exempted or approved. 3. Hidden dangerous goods. And 4. Dangerous goods carried by passengers and crew. Let us now examine labeling and marking of the various classes of dangerous goods. General responsibilities. The shipper must ensure that each package of dangerous goods is properly labeled and marked, and that all necessary labels and markings required by the dangerous goods regulations are shown. The carrier or their representative is responsible for ensuring that the safety marks are and remain displayed during transport. Must replace safety marks that are lost, stolen or defaced during transport. In classification, we shall see the 9 classes, starting with Class 1. Explosives. Most explosives are forbidden for air transport. Small arms and ammunition are permitted. Class 1 is divided into divisions 1.1 to 1.6. They can cause fire or explosion. Class 2. Gases. Most gases are contained in cylinders such as fire extinguishers, diving oxygen tanks, cigarette lighters, etc. Class 2 is divided into divisions 2.1 to 2.3. They can burst, produce low temperatures, displace air, are flammable and poisonous. Class 3. Flammable liquids. Liquids which have a closed cup flash point, less than or equal to 60 degrees Celsius. Common examples of this class are paint, fuel, turpentine, etc. They can cause and accelerate fire. Class 4. Flammable solid, spontaneously combustible and dangerous when wet. Common examples include safety matches and charcoal. They emit gas when in contact with water. Class 4 is divided into divisions 4.1 to 4.3. They are flammable, can ignite spontaneously and give flammable gases when in contact with water. Class 5. Oxidizing substances and organic peroxides. Common examples are fertilizers and chlorine. Class 5 is divided into divisions 5.1 to 5.2. They promote fire, react dangerously with other substances and are sensitive to heat and friction. Class 6. Toxic and infectious substances. Toxic substances which can cause death or serious injury to human health if inhaled, swallowed or by skin contact. Also, irritating materials, such as tear gas, which cause extreme irritation, especially in a confined space. Other examples are pesticides and disinfectants. Class 6 is divided into divisions 6.1 to 6.2. These can cause breathing problem or disease in humans or animals. Class 7. Radioactive material. They are substances, or a combination of substances which emit ionizing radiation, uranium or plutonium. Common examples where radioactive can be found are in smoke detectors, X-ray machines and all samples. This class includes any material which emits radiation invisible to the naked eye. Class 8. Corrosives. Substances that cause destruction of skin or corrode steel or non-clad aluminum. Are commonly used in batteries and industrial cleaners. Example, sulfuric acid and sodium hydroxide. Class 9. Miscellaneous dangerous goods. A substance that does not meet the criteria for inclusion in classes 1 to 8, but is nonetheless a dangerous good in transport. This includes marine pollutants, environmentally hazardous substances, and elevated temperature materials. Examples are dry ice, asbestos, and lithium batteries. Now, onto standard handling labels, which include cargo aircraft only. This type of package poses extreme danger and must not be loaded on passenger aircraft. Magnetized materials. This type of package contains an object that attracts other ion-containing objects, or aligns itself in an external magnetic field. A package with this kind of label must not be loaded near aircraft navigation systems. Package orientation labels, or this way up. Packages with this type of label generally contain liquids, and they must be loaded in an upright position to prevent spillage. Please refer to your trainee handout for more handling labels. Please note that dangerous goods can also be identified by their package markings. These include 1. UN specification markings. That is the UN, enclosed in a circle. 2. Packaging use markings. 3. Proper shipping name. 4. Shipper and consignee names and address. 5. Net quantity and gross weight, when applicable. This is an example of a dangerous goods package, with correct marking and labeling. Undeclared dangerous goods. In some instances, shippers may present items that are dangerous without knowing it. In such situations, how can we identify dangerous goods? By 1. Smell, that is fuel. 2. Rattling sounds, especially during movement of the package. 3. Signs of leakage, or liquid stains on, or around the package. It is advisable to be alert, and make sure to verify any doubts. Loading and storage. Handling dangerous goods packages must strictly follow proper storage and loading procedures. This side-up handling labels must be followed. Packages with these labels must be loaded in an upright position as they mostly contain liquids. Before loading different classes of dangerous goods side by side, you must check the segregation chart for compatibility. Dangerous goods packages must be loaded and stored in a way that the hazard label is visible for easy identification and inspection. Globally harmonized system, pictograms. Diamond-shaped pictograms on packages may indicate presence of dangerous goods. They identify substances that pose a hazard, and their use may be similar to dangerous goods hazard labels. When in doubt, check transport information in section 14 of the safety data sheet. Compatibility. How would we know which dangerous goods are compatible with each other? Please refer to the table of incompatibilities. The cross-section where two classes or divisions meet and shows an X means that they are not compatible and must not be loaded side by side. They must be separated from each other. Examples on how to use this table: Class 3 and Division 5.1 are not compatible. Division 5.1 and Division 4.3 are compatible. Division 4.3 and Class 8 are not compatible. We handle many shipments of unaccompanied baggage. The provision of information section informs passengers on what they can include in their packing. How? An airline must ensure that information as to the type of dangerous goods which a passenger is forbidden from transporting aboard an aircraft is provided at the point of ticket purchase. Information provided for online ticket purchases may be in text or pictorial form, but should be such that ticket purchase cannot be completed until the passenger or a person acting on their behalf has indicated that they have understood the restriction on dangerous goods in baggage. Further, an operator or the operator's handling agent and airport operator must ensure that notices warning passengers to the type of dangerous goods which are forbidden for transport aboard an aircraft are prominently displayed visibly. These notices must include visual examples of dangerous goods forbidden for transport aboard an aircraft. Emergency procedures. What are the possible emergency situations when handling dangerous goods? When a package is received in damaged condition, is accidentally dropped from a height, is kept near a source of heat, or there is evidence of spillages or fumes. In case of a dangerous goods emergency, notify your supervisor immediately. 1. Identify substance from package markings. 2. Remove packages or property from around it. 3. Evacuate the area. 4. Do not load the package. 5. Inspect adjacent packages for contamination. 6. Unload adjacent packages, except Class 6, 7 and 8. Segregate other packages from them. 7. Approach leaking substances with caution, and avoid inhalation and touching. Always be sensible in your reaction. Do not take unnecessary risks. Recap. At this stage, you should be able to identify the regulatory body for dangerous goods handling. Name the 9 classes of dangerous goods. Identify the labels used in dangerous goods packing. Anticipate and determine presence of undeclared dangerous goods. And take appropriate action during a dangerous goods emergency. Please follow provided instructions for taking your test. Thank you.